And we're live. This is Julien Jean-Pierre from the Royal St. Lucian Seamoss Company. I hope everybody is having a fabulous Wednesday. It's a happy hump day. And seems like only yesterday I was doing a live on Sundays. So it's good to be back. And I'm ready to answer anybody's questions and stuff. Um, I'm not sure what we're going to be talking about tonight. I did have a few guests that were going to drop in, but they're probably going to happen a little bit later on in the show because, as you know, we tend to go multiple hours in this live stream. And so, yeah, let's see what's going on. What do you guys? What do you want to talk about today? I think I'm getting a message. We'll see. Get the captions. Remember, if you guys want to schedule an appointment with me, you can do that with the Calendly link. Where would I put that? I should put that in the bio in my Instagram. We're live tonight on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and soon to be Clubhouse. I'm just waiting for my iPad to charge up a little bit before I launch that. I don't want to have that and my device die, so we'll get that to join up. What's up, Khaled? Good to see you in the room tonight. Great to see everybody keep joining in. Week after week, twice a week. It is a commitment, you know what I mean? So it's great to see you guys there and joining in with me. What's up, Matthew? What's the optimum soaking time for making Seamoss gel in people's experience? That's a good question. I get that a lot. Well, I get more questions about what's the longest that they should be soaking it. And really, my view is anything longer than 48 hours is probably too long, unless you've had it in the fridge and it's been really soaking on ice almost, like it's been chilled. But I think optimal time is probably 24 hours. That's what I do it for. I find that's enough time to have maximum absorption. I think any more than that, the Seamoss isn't going to absorb any more liquid than what it already has by that time. Even usually after 4 or 5 hours, you'll find the Seamoss is kind of at its peak absorption. So yeah, I guess to answer the question, I had 24 hours. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do it. That's the average what I do it for. So. Wave at everybody. It's good to see a lot of people joining in on the Instagram. I also am on Facebook Live and also on YouTube. So you guys want to check me out there. And if you want to join in and on the discussion, you can send me a request on Instagram. I'll add you in that way. Or on Facebook, I can add you in as a guest. If you let me know, I'll send you guys the link to join in. And then on Clubhouse, you just find us on the Seamoss Club, and you'll find our shows that we're doing, and you'll be able to join in and talk along with us. I think the engagement is the most important for this, because I can sit here and just ramble on about business and life and Seamoss, but the discussions really get a lot of value when everybody kind of pitches in their 2 cents or their questions or their opinions or even their views on CMOS. I'm not the only person, you know what I mean? I'm not the one and only source when it comes to CMOS. Lots of people have a great knowledge and information to share. In fact, if you want to get a lot of information on CMOS, I'm going to plug my friend Kirby from Vegan Fiber. They have a book. If you visit their website, they have a book called Seamossology that gives you all the information on CMOS. So Light always wins says, any luck on the herb prices? No, I'm sorry. I have not spent any time on the herb prices, which is unfortunate. Let me get to it this week, I think. We got a lot of orders last few days, and in fact, since Christmas, we've been really getting increased sales kind of like day after day. We've done a little bit of increased advertising and marketing, and so that's starting to reflect in the sales. And so we're just getting, I guess, adjusted to the extra volume, you know. And I think, like at this point, we're just almost caught up with all our sales, with all our orders. And that's an important thing about business when you're scaling is being prepared to like deal with the increased business. You know what I mean? That's usually unexpected. Sometimes you can't plan for this. You got to make sure you have enough supplies on hand. Like boxes, packaging, all that kind of stuff, so that you're not caught with a bunch of orders and no way to sort of move them out. That's the one thing I think we've been fortunate enough is that we stock up with a lot of supplies. We invest a lot of our profits back into making, as the business grows, we're there to meet the demand, whether it be supply of CMOS or just having the right products and for packages that people shipping out. It's a lot of online stuff and searching and compare. That's the thing too. It's hard to make sure that your pricing, because this stuff is relatively new to us, selling cinnamon sticks and bay leaves and soursop and stuff like that. And so just like the cinnamon coils that I have, like, how do you put, I wish I brought some here on the show. It's like, how do you put a price on these products? Like, these guys like handmade this stuff and like, put a lot of energy into, like, this is not something that was like commercially made. This is like the real natural, like, what I mean? It's like the equivalent of your friend going and cutting a tree down and making the stuff themselves. And so it's like, how do you value that stuff to make sure that you not only pay the person that you're getting the stuff from at a fair wage, but also make a proper profit to ensure that your business continues to sell the product. So it is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of pricing is something I think takes a lot of focus. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you price the product at a price point where it provides enough value for the consumer, so they're getting their money's worth, but also it provides enough profit to sustain your business and the operation. And so, sometimes I see too many times where people are increasing their profit and not providing enough value. And then that causes the sales to stagnate. And so they're wondering why they're not selling any product, and it's really because their product is overpriced for the value that they're presenting. You know what I mean? Now, value really is perception, right? And how you perceive that value depends on whether or not you accept it or not. BCSWNC says, facts. Sometimes I wonder where I can store all of it next week. I'm hoping I have enough to keep up and don't run out. Yeah. Dude, like when we're buying Seamoss, we have to make sure that when it gets down to a certain level that we're already restocking and making sure that we have enough supply on hand so that we literally never run out. You can always call me and get Seamoss, at least 100 pounds at any time. You can call me, and I can ship you out next day. And that's a big thing. Like even earlier today, I was talking to someone, and they're ordering their CMOS directly from St. Lucia, right? I think they're ordering something like 50 pounds, and it's taken like a month for them to get stuff together, to the point where they've had to come to us to kind of order a place, like an order in the intermediate, like in the in between. And what's crazy, and I was thinking about this afternoon, is like, you know, I don't want to brag, right? And I'm not sure how other businesses are doing it. Hats off to them because it takes a lot of work. But there's not too many places where you can go and you can call them today and order, 20 pounds of sea moss and have it shipped out that same day in the next few hours. You pay the bill, everything's cool, boom, done. And that's what happened today. Like he needed it rushed out like next day. I paid for, I didn't pay, sorry, he paid for the extra shipping and everything like that. And we made it happen. And so my point is that, if you need something done, right, sometimes yeah, it's cheaper to get the CMOS from one person, but if you're in a clutch and you need someone to come through, don't be afraid to call us and order some quick CMOS in the meantime while you're waiting for someone else to ship it. But just let me know so that I can make sure it goes out quickly, because a lot of times, we've got a lot of orders going, right? And so if we don't know that you need your shit like right away, it's just going to go with everybody else, and it might take a day or two to ship out. But we get them kind of quickly, or at least that's our goal, is to get them shipped out as quickly as possible. Um, Not every day that's possible, but such is life, right? So that was a little bit of a rambling on and stuff. Yeah. And so BC says, yeah, sometimes it moves fast all of a sudden. That's the way it is in this business. And that's something people need to kind of realize. So Headley, I don't know if that's pronounced right, but you said, do you have a local supply outlet I can purchase? Yeah, actually, well, no, to be honest with you, we don't have any local stores where you can purchase our CMOS. We know, I can point you to places where you can purchase CMOS, where we've supplied that CMOS. Um, a lot of our suppliers sell their CMOS at New Kingston Road Market, or not New Kingston, the New Kingston Market on Kingston Road in Scarborough. Um, but if you're in the Toronto area, just give me a call and I can make an arrangement for you to meet me in the city somewhere, mainly in the East End, and I can hook you up. Don't forget, guys, like you get a chance, subscribe to YouTube, and also if you can, follow me on TikTok. I need to get a lot of people alive in TikTok. What's one called? My TikTok is at the Seamoss Monk. Oh, so you're in St. Lucia. So if you're in St. Lucia, you need to get a hold of. He's on Instagram, and his Instagram handle is at Boss Seamoss. So if you get a hold of him, you can hook up with him and get some Seamoss locally. But another person you can check to get good Seamoss, although it's their own Seamoss, is and it's in St. Lucia. I think they got a store by the airport. Sammy Seamoss, and I think they're called on here. They're called Sam C with the letter C Moss Seamoss. I think that's it. I don't know. I forget. Hit me up with a DM later, and I'll hook you up with those guys' link and a link to my partner, um, which is Boston West. You can find him out. And pick him and see about getting some Seamoss locally in St. Lucia, and that's a thing too. We're really gonna plan in the next few weeks as this COVID stuff starts to wear off. Want to do like like Seamoss tours, and I think we're gonna start bringing more on the farm. Before we used to kind of just open ended like let people come, but I'll be honest, we really have to change that and start charging people. And it's mainly because there's a lot of expense and time that goes into taking someone and showing them the tour. And so to show them the tour without any sort of compensation, it's really not fair to the guys that are involved showing this the whole tour. There's gas involved. A lot of times we end up buying the guest food or stuff like that, and so we need these guys to be sort of compensated, especially like they're going into areas where really it's really difficult to take a 4x4, and it puts a lot of wear and tear on the vehicle. And like I said, gas alone, that's not cheap. Especially sometimes when people are these guests are staying in the north end of the island and they have to go up to there to pick them up. It is that alone. That like just for someone to get transported from the north end of the island to the south of the island is usually $150 transportation fee to begin with, US. And so, to get that done, and then sometimes we've done it twice in a week, it adds expensive because it's like $150, like maybe about $80 gas, just the trip to go up there and go back down, you know, and you have to do that kind of twice, to you have to go up there to pick them up, go down to show them the farms, go drop back up to drop them off, and then go back home. And usually by the end of the day, it's like 12 o'clock midnight that they're back because it takes like an hour to go from one end of the island to the other. So they're doing about 4 hours of driving alone, and then they got to show you the farms and everything else. So I think they do deserve some kind of compensation, which, honestly, I would love to just do it for free, but there's just too much of a cost. We've tried it and it's just not working the way it is. So we have to change it up. So that being said, if you're really serious and you want to have that kind of experience, reach out to me so that I can arrange that when you come into St. Lucia. You can meet up with our guys and they can take you on the beach and put you in the water and show you how Seamoss grows and how it's harvested and how it's dried, and you take some Seamoss home with you, and it's going to be worth the value, especially if you bring a camera and you take your content. This stuff is going to be something that very few people have access to, and so it's worth the investment if you want to sort of show off the product that you're selling. If you're serious about selling Seamoss, St. Lucian Seamoss, I think you need to go to the source and experience the product firsthand. Yeah. That being said, what's up, Alex? I seen you earlier. We're messaging. Um, Jealous that you're going to. I think you said, I don't know if it's Barbados or the Bahamas you're going to. Either way, I would love to get out of this cold weather here in Toronto and visit. Well, I know where I would go. Just St. Lucia, but even just to go anywhere would be nice. Mm. Relax, stretch out. Let's see what's up. I'm trying to remember if I had anybody. I know I had one guy scheduled, but I talked to him before he came. He said he was going to come in later. And I'm just trying to remember if there was anybody else that said they might drop by. I always get people, wanting to come by, but a lot of times when it comes down to it, um, they don't end up showing up. You know what? That's a good question. I don't know where Moss King is. It doesn't seem like there's too many people watching it on the Seamoss Buyers Club. He's probably got like that guy is a hardworking guy. He's probably really busy with just getting shit done, I guess. What can I say? I know what it's like. I think I was at the warehouse today for at least 6 or 7 good hours, and the night before I was there for a long time, just getting caught up. Oh, that's who said was going to come in here. Um, the guy, Mikhail, I forget his name, but it was the guy. He said he was going to come by, and we would probably end up going late. There was the other day. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. We went to like fucking 5 in the morning. Like, wow, that's a long time. You know, that's a long time to. That's just a long time to be doing a live show. I think the total was like 8 hours. You know what I mean? That's insane. 8 hours of like talking about. What's not really like we just talk about CMOS. We talk about so much different stuff. Yeah, there you go. Every live you're packing. So I understand every live I'm packing order is making capsules right now. That's what you got to do sometimes is just kind of like get your work done while you're trying to, like you multitask. Yeah, which is, it's good. I'm really excited though. I, just the CMOS that we've been getting lately has been just really like phenomenal. Um, Coming to work to pack is just a joy. You know what I mean? Because it's just the smell smells good and everything's good, and you don't really have because a lot of people don't see like the CMOS you get. You think it's all good and everything, but there is a lot of filtering out of CMOS that we feel is not of consistent with the quality that we're sending. I guess that's the best way to describe it. And so we try to like filter out that stuff and make sure that our clients are getting some of the best CMOS and the best looking CMOS. Most of it's just appearance. All the CMOS is good, to be honest with you. But it's work. You know what I mean? Unless the CMOS is really clean and good, and then we don't have to like sort of go through it. We can just throw it in the box and get it compressed and stuff. And my sorry, my sister is like messaging me. This girl, I don't know what she wants, but I should just message her and tell her I'm like busy is important. Yeah, can you answer and just find out what she wants? Because she probably add like looking for. She's calling my wife basically. Because I didn't answer my phone. Usually I'm very, very accessible. You call me and I always answer. So it's only on these nights where I never really get calls on Wednesdays and Sundays. And so that's when I can do these lives. Well, so if anybody's wondering why I do these so late at 9:30, it's because these are really the only time I can do it without getting interrupted with like a barrage of phone calls of people wondering where I am and why I'm not answering my phone. Yeah. But, that's life. I'm sure everybody knows what that's like, you know. But I think the pad is charged for a bit. So I'm gonna do the clubhouse. Actually, it's open. There's someone else going pretty nonstop today. If we get the code. So if anybody wants to join me on Clubhouse, you guys can do a search on the Seamoss Club. I'm about to open and maybe I did the wrong phone. Oh man, so let's see. This is crazy. It's like I can't log into Clubhouse. It's crazy how these securities are like for everything. So with Clubhouse, you don't have like a password. They give you a phone. You put your phone number in, and you that's how you sign up. But I just did it, and the codes. Maybe the code just came in. I think that was it. No. Well, you know what? Hang on. I think the code's coming in on my phone, but not on the device. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna. Where's my Clubhouse? 3 9. There, I'm back. Okay. Let's talk about. Hey, and guys, if you have any questions, my Insta feed has no audio. Oh, you know what? It's because these. Can anybody hear me? Let me know. Wave here if you can hear me. I think I don't. Yeah, fucking people. I'm gonna stop the Instagram. I'm gonna discard that because we weren't really talking. I'm gonna cancel it so I don't get any phone calls. Airplane mode. Boom. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Here while I restart the Instagram, and then I'm gonna open up the Clubhouse. No, there we go. Let's. Oh, no. Here's some bad news. New ones. Also, and we didn't go see her. So I just got some bad news. My grandmother passed away, um, which is sucks because I was well. You know what? I was comfortable with it, but with all this COVID stuff and getting into the place, I was really concerned about showing up there and getting tested and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of shied away with it. And I meant to do it over the weekend, but I got tied up. And so Yeah, and it was funny because in the back of my mind, I think it was either today or yesterday, I was kind of saying to myself, I really need to make the time to do it, and this is, there's because everybody knew there was time, like there was, how do you say it? There was no more time left, and she had stopped eating and stuff like that. But when seen a lot of my family posting pictures over the weekend, she looked happy and she looked good, and I really thought, okay, maybe this like interaction with my family would have allowed them to uh, uh, you know buy some time. Sorry, just hit me because I'm now thinking about my mom, and so I know my mom is taking it really hard, which it sucks. Yeah, you got to be really careful about time, and I don't know. Let me get this. Yeah, thank you. Sorry for your phone. Really 10 o'clock. This is and I guess that's what my sister was calling about. I kind of had a feeling when she ended up calling my wife. Well, I almost forgot to press start. But in the spirit of my grandma, who we call Millie Rose, I'm gonna do my best to keep things positive and you know because that's who she was. She was a very positive and just like, how do you say it, like just friendly and outgoing, and like cool. She had to be like probably one of the coolest grandmas you would ever meet. you know Real down to earth, and she used to always joke a lot about when I was a kid. She used to be like, "Oh, you're my little boyfriend," and make these jokes because she would say, "Oh, you're so cute. Do you want to be my boyfriend?" And I go, "No, you're my grandma. You can't be a boyfriend." Anyways, that was her little thing with me. So it's crazy. It's interesting to see what's going to happen though, as um, what should we call it? I don't know. I'm just hoping that the family doesn't. This doesn't cause our family to divide more than it already has been. So I ask God that he does whatever he can to keep my family together. So let's talk about Seamoss. Why don't you guys put some questions out? I'm gonna blow my nose a little. So we can get out of this. Mm, yeah, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. With the condolences. Mm, let me go get some more Kleenex and some water. But it seems like a lot of people in my life have been dying in the last, like, I don't know, year, I guess, in a total. Um, it just keeps like growing and growing. I think you get to that certain age where like all the people that are important to you just, you know what I mean? Like when you're young, it's not as big, right? Now it's like, in all my life, I like never really had people that were close to me like die until this year. It's like probably like at least six people that I consider special died. My dog, that was someone special. You know, I don't want to go through all the people's stuff, but there's they know who they are. But let's change the subject. Let's talk about Seamoss. I don't know what to talk about. I talk about it so much. Like it. Hmm, I usually feel like I'm always like a broken record, which is okay. You know what I mean? Because the more you talk about it, the more practice you get and stuff. Is this something you want, bud? You want outside? You want to go outside? I'm going. Hmm. So yeah, I was supposed to have Uncle Alkaline come on tonight, and he was going to talk a lot about alkaline foods and diets, and you know, I don't know what else he was going to talk about. We were just going to rap and just share his knowledge and stuff like that. He's been doing, I don't know, not only a lot of research, just his the whole lifestyle is how he eats these foods, and I think he's coming up with a recipe cookbook, you know, which I think for when it comes to like vegan foods and that kind of stuff, that's something that I think we need more cookbooks. We need more recipe books, more like, okay, yeah, everybody knows the Dr. Sabia knows the foods to eat and all that kind of stuff, but how do you prepare these foods in an alkaline way that tastes good and and even stuff that is sort of semi-alkaline that you can use to kind of get into the diet, because it's not always easy to go, cold turkey and right into that kind of diet. So I think more people need to like try and develop cookbooks to kind of market their product and their business, and that's something that you can use in like your marketing strategy when it comes to like advertising and stuff. Um, by creating an ad where you're giving away an alkaline food book or a food book on Seamoss, you can use that as a way to gauge people's interest in CMOS. You know, ideally, if I'm someone who clicks on a link and sort of subscribes to get a book on CMOS recipes, I'm usually interested in CMOS if I'm not already taking CMOS. You can use that, when you develop like a retargeting strategy where you set your first ad to get these people interested in, and then you develop your second targeting ad to target those people that showed interest in the CMOS book. And so yeah, I think you know having these products are good to develop ways to sort of create, I don't like to say funnel, but it is sort of like a funnel. Funnel to me is, it's the same as a sales flow or whatever. It's just a lot of times these guys like to use these marketing words. You know what I mean? It's so funny when they come, oh, do you got your funnels? You have your funnels? Gotta get your funnels. You know what I mean? It's like, fucking, oh, so I just set up a bunch of funnels and they're supposed to work. That's not how funnels work. You need to feed the funnel in order for it to be a funnel, or else it's just a fucking set of ideas. The dog trying to get fucking, you know. So yeah. But that's something I think in the next few weeks I've been really sort of. I'm not doing a lot of Facebook advertising. We're doing some Google ads, but I really want to jump back into the Facebook. We've been going with TikTok ads, but I think the ads that I'm making aren't really, as even I've been getting feedback. They're not like CMOS related, or they're not, you know, whatchamacallit, they're not. Like people don't know what they are when they see the ad, and so it's hard for them to kind of relate or connect with our brand. Which okay, I can take some constructive criticism and try things out, see how it goes. That's the thing about marketing. It's all about testing, 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 and people need to understand it's a very long term investment, and you sometimes have to, especially when you're in the process of scaling, you really have to sort of be careful and study how you are spending your ad spend, and making sure you're constantly optimizing it so that you're getting your best bang for your buck, and and that it takes some time to see the results. We're seeing results from ads that we're spending from a month ago. Like that's what I've noticed, is that most of these new buyers, they're coming to us, but they don't come to us because they're not instant buyers. It's not like an instant purchase, right? They see your ad and they think about it. They visit your website. They visit a few other people's website, and then they decide if they want to come back and make a purchase or not, right? And so you got to be, continuing to spend that ad spend every day, even if the ads aren't coming in that day, because they might not come in for a week or 2 weeks. But you got to keep that ad running, because if you stop it because there's no sales coming in, say you run it for a week and you're like, oh, fuck, there's no sales coming in, right? The next week you might start seeing some activity. And then it's like, because you stop those ads, the week after it's going to stop again, because that sort of momentum is ceased. And when you start it again, it's like starting for, like, it's like pushing a boulder. Once you start the advertising, it takes a little while for the engine to sort of pick up and start moving. And so you're going to spend ads for a good month, 2 weeks, before you start seeing any noticeable results. There might be a sale here or there, but it's not until after the second or third month of advertising that you really, you know, see a consistent return or some significant results. Yeah. So the kid said, I found you guys on Facebook. So the kid, I have a question. Did you find us by doing a search, or did you find us by doing and like seeing an ad and then checking out the ad from there? Because I think on top of doing your advertising, you need to make sure that you're being able to be found organically, because there are people that are always searching like through different means to get through where you are, and so yeah. But I've been noticing, uh, Google ads do work, but I think what it really comes down to get proper conversion, and I'm testing it now to see if my theory is right. But it really comes down to the having proper um, uh, text, like the text in the ad, the description text and stuff. You need to make sure that it's compelling enough to make people want to click and yeah, want to click and check out your website, and then from there, you can pick them up with abandoned carts or um, different pixels on the Facebook and stuff. So see, there you go. You did a search. Then you found me on Instagram, and about a week later after watching your live. So none of this stuff happens instantly. Like, see, he took a whole week before he decided to make that purchase. You know what I mean? Matthew says, "Do you do your own CEO or get help from an outside source?" So realistically, I do my own CEO, but I really don't do any CEO, right? Should I? I don't know. Um, it's Here's the thing about what I understand about like CEO and all this, like even just stuff technical, like stuff that's technological. Yes, there's a certain level shit that's like highly like genius level shit, like where you need to be super smart. But for most situations, when it comes to technology, especially in computers, it's really not that difficult. You know what I mean? And even with SEO, right? The challenge with SEO is not so much the SEO part, but getting the right keywords and target words for the demographic that you're trying to reach. And so it doesn't matter who does your SEO if you don't have the right keywords that people are searching to find the products that you have that they want, that you want to show them. Your CEO, fucking, it's almost like you could have the best CEO in the world, but if you don't have the right target, then your SEO doesn't mean shit. And so that's why when we started the business, a lot of it was centered around the SEO. Like the whole reason why our name is called the Royal St. Lucian Seamoss Company is because when you're searching for Seamoss and you're searching it from St. Lucia, you're going to add in those the keywords. And that's why our domain is set up like that. And so even when we write our stuff on the website, there's a lot of, heavily rich for Seamoss and St. Lucia. Hey, what's up, Superfood?
Hey, this is for
Oh, welcome.
yeah, so this I'm doing on the internet and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I was just here. I've been examining. I didn't know that. So, yes.
Cool.
So
So this is just an open discussion about Seamoss. I'm like actually checking out your profile. It's pretty cool. Like you do stuff on superfoods, kosher foods versus organic, ingredient profiles such as teas, spices, nuts. So yeah, we're just doing an open discussion talk about Seamoss. So any questions you have about Seamoss, anything you even want to talk about Seamoss, opinions you want to share, whatever, it's pretty much open. A lot of times I come and I answer a lot of questions about it just because I have a lot of knowledge and experience with it. So I sell Seamoss from St. Lucia, and I do a lot of exporting um, from there to North America, and then we resell it all over the world. So yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. I like it. So now, how long has this Seamoss Club been around?
I think I started this Seamoss Club about a year ago, but I haven't
Oh,
been doing too much work on it, and not a lot of promoting. I've been doing a lot of stuff on Facebook and Instagram. So I have a lot of followers on Instagram, and then with Facebook, we have a lot of followers on our Facebook page, which is this St. Lucian CMOS company. But then we also have a club called the CMOS Buyers Club, and it's basically a club with people from all over the world buying and selling CMOS and sharing information about CMOS. And there's a lot of CMOS vendors in there and suppliers and stuff like that. It's about almost 8,000 people in the group there. Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah. So I just started, like, because I do this live stream on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram every Sundays and Wednesdays. And so I started adding Clubhouse to it because there were some people that were interested in being in the event, but didn't want to so much be on video with the live stream. And so having the Clubhouse allowed them to kind of join in on the discussion while, while I was doing the live stream.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I find it to be, well, this is very interesting. This is actually very interesting to know. Just really kind of thinking about actually.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn a little bit more about this. How to get around. Uh, so when you look in a room, people can see you, right?
Um,
Or did I join this room? Or how did that happen?
So now you join this room that I created called Let's Talk About CMOS. It's and then what you do is when you come in, you get set to the audience, and when you're set to the audience, no one can really hear you, and you can't communicate and stuff. And then what happens is that the moderator, who's someone like me, will invite you to come up to the stage where your mic is now open and you're no longer a listener but a speaker. And so now you have the ability to kind of communicate and talk. You're not so much listening anymore.
Gotcha. How can you tell how many people are on these things?
Um, Not sure. There is a thing at the top of the screen here. If you look, says that there's 2 people now, and I think there was 4 people altogether.
Gotcha.
I've been in some of these rooms where there's like easily like 500, 1,000 people talking on Clubhouse. And it's a great platform for people to give sort of like seminars or lessons and have it be interactive. Whereas one could do a podcast, it's usually them and the guest talking. In a situation like Clubhouse, you're able to have the guest come in and speak and give their sort of 2 cents or opinions and stuff like that. It's more of a discussion based forum, what I mean, where everybody can share ideas and stuff like that. And so I like using it because, we can create a small group where people can it's almost like we're all talking in the same room about a particular topic. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, hey, I'm gonna be looking around. I just logged in to kind of scan around, so I stopped in and saw Seamoss. I have something called Seamoss Association.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I'm organizing this actually as we talk. So
Okay.
I came online.
Do you have a website or anything? Because that's something that I've been like talking for a long time about planning to do and put together. But I've just it's hard when you're running, big CMOS business that take the time to, organize everybody together to sort of, be on the same thing. But I'd be curious to see, what you're doing and how, maybe if anything I
Uh,
can help or be a part of it.
absolutely. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna follow
Okay.
you, and let me see. I'm gonna add. Uh, whatever. Anyway, matter of fact, let's save replay. So you can play replay for this.
Hmm. And so even if you go into my Seamoss club, I think there's replays of the different stuff. But hey, before you go, like share me with your plan on this Seamoss because there's a lot of people listening. You could probably get people that are interested in what you're doing, right?
Oh, well, we're an ingredient company.
Uh-huh.
We specialize in a wide range of specialty ingredients, including Seamoss, what we call Chandler's Christmas.
Uh-huh.
We also do spirulina, chlorella, moringa, bladderwrack, laminaria, oscillarium. We love the sea vegetables. We do aquatic sea minerals. We do other botanicals, even teas and roots like burdock, dandelion. These kin right here, and yeah.
Cool. Where are you sourcing your Seamoss from?
We purely work with North America at this time. We've been doing that for 10 years.
Oh, cool. So it's just Converse Christmas that you're selling.
That's exactly right.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So our brand is called True Chandler's Christmas.
Hmm. So with the Seamoss Association, would it be putting together like people in that sort of space in the Condors Christmas space, or would it be open to like people?
All of it. That way we can have a wider discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm neither for or against anything. What we deal primarily with is, an evidence-based scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, right now, we don't know anyone who holds a full botanical test on any of the Caribbean sea moss.
Yeah.
But we're going to do that. I'm going to do that. I got sea moss from Belize, from St. Lucia, from Jamaica, from Tanzania,
Mm-hmm.
and we also have it from. There's actually sea moss out of Vietnam, believe it or not.
Oh no, I know. There's Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines. Most of
So,
those Seamoss, and it's not bad Seamoss, but most of it goes to different markets that we don't really see too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think in many cases, like for me, I still think that even if people have used the plant customarily, it is always of high value to be able to present a test. So how we're going to make the Seamoss Association popular is we're going to present a test of all these sea moss to the public
Mm-hmm.
and let them know the actual value proposition of each plant.
Mm-hmm.
And by making that public, we're going to tell people, we're not going to tell them which brands they are, but we will definitely let them know we want to support those who have those who have good quality products. They don't have to be the best in the world. As long as it doesn't have heavy metals and it is free from other contaminants that are harmful to health, then fine. We good enough. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even I think what's going to have to happen in the end, the price of Seamoss is overpriced by a long shot. It'll have to rest in its natural fighting position, and I think that time is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the way we're engaging as a company, we use taking leadership also, it is our belief that um, we need to cultivate brick and mortar markets here in the U.S. Um, and also manage the importation and distribution of these goods we call Seamoss and seed wines. And I think that should be done in a very high level type of a way. You know, and I think that, you know, these are the type of strategies that should be. We've seen some of the stuff in the St. Lucia. We've seen some of it running streamlines. We've got actual news reports. So I've seen, I've looked at many times, you know, even from even the ones coming out of Jamaica, quality may be consistent for a period, but it slips and changes. So quality control, the ones out of Belize, they just seem to, you know, there's something about the plant when it is, it just, I don't know. People have to make their own judgments on this stuff. This stuff really needs to be tested. But my general view is this: if the community wants the plant and they hold it at high value, then they need to bring it into a status of where you actually have a known value associated with these plants. That we're within range when we're guessing them concerning. Also, there needs to be a sense of quality control. I mean, I'll sell Seamoss only and only if the quality is there. And I've seen enough to make that call. So, you know, so I move a certain way. But I'm also interested in the plant for cosmetics and also using it as a primary food. I mean, I'm sure people don't be making baby foods and veggies and things. But you want to really, you really want to have a good sourcing process, and also if it's going to be gelled, to have a verification of the quality of the product or not.
So the CMOS Association would almost act as a body that you would go and purchase the CMOS from, like an organization, to source the product, right? Hello? Oh. Hey, Rio, I see you there. Sorry, I was looking at his profile and I forgot to go back. Superfood, your mic's muted, so I don't know if you're talking. I can't hear you. But Rio, your CMOS went out today, and your Boblin sticks went with them. I also threw in some bay leaves in the bag there to make the Boblin. No problem, no problem. I know. I had to pull it. I almost shipped it without it, and then I pulled it to replace it, and then it took me like a day or two because I kept forgetting to bring the stuff to the warehouse to put it in the package. And today I was like, finally, like, oh shit, okay.
I'm gonna call you from the hospital.
Yeah, that's it. You're like, oh, what are you doing? And guys, hang on one second on Instagram. I just remembered something. I gotta go and. Oh, the alarm was set away, which is weird because I don't remember setting the alarm. Someone must have been there while I was there. So I'm checking out my warehouse, and the alarm's off because I just remembered. I was like, oh shit, I got to remember the alarm, and um, he's gone too. Rio's gone. And this is a closed room. This should be opening up. How did this turn off into a closed room all of a sudden?
I don't know. It was I left, came back, silent on that field.
Yeah, this is weird. This sucks. You know.
Nah, but I was just in a conversation. I was he sounded like he was talking almost very closely to the organization that he was that existence was very cool.
Yeah. Oh, it freaked me out because he was like, "What? You're doing what? Like this is everything I was planning." But I was surprised that he left and didn't finish talking. Hey, what's up, Candy? I wanted to ask him more questions because I mean, realistically, here's the thing: if someone's doing the job and it's along the same lines of where I see the direction of where I would have went, I'm not gonna like make two wheels when we only need one. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. I'd rather throw my support to their organization and let's get it. But my feel and it's nothing wrong with it, right? But my feel is that when because even when I was planning it, this is the direction that my mind as a business kept going. Is that as the association, you almost want to be the central clearing point of which everybody in the association is buying your product. And so one of the things that in my planning that they struggle with is like, okay, how do I create a platform where it's like we're not all kind of like the people in the association are pushed to buy St. Lucian Seamoss? How do I create it so that like all vendors can come in and sell their Seamoss and make a profit? Right. And so, yeah, that's where I was kind of, I have some ideas that I have, right. But, I haven't really spent a lot of time in it because, I had those hurdles to kind of think about. So, Ty Guy, you got your shipment. Thanks, man. That was fast. Wow. I didn't expect it to get it that quick. I thought it might be a couple more days. So I'm happy that you got your order there. I'm really confused what happened in the clubhouse. I think I got uh like we closed the room and it reopened or something because even now there was more people in the room before and the numbers that they're showing is like off. Like it's not the right number. And I don't think there's no name on the club where I had a like let me see my events. No, I think you can check. It's just the way it is. I would have to close the room, start a new one. You know what I mean? But yeah, no worries. I don't know. Should I close it and start a new one? Yeah, and then that way I can record it with the whatchamacallit, with the replay. So guys, Candy, come back right away. I'm gonna end this room and let the room ended on its own. Shit, that was quick. Uh, let's talk about. Yeah. Yeah, like, and I think yeah, like I think he realized, oh fuck, like I'm talking too much. What was it that video where the girl stops? It's just like something's wrong with this fucking thing. Yeah. That's something I would do. I can't believe my grandma's not here anymore. I have to call my mom tomorrow. Yeah. This conversation has ended. What the hell? I have one on Clubhouse, but it's glitching. I think I'm gonna try it like one more time, and we'll see. What time is it now? It's 9:40. I'm gonna do it like 11, and then do the clone. Because when you have it, it records. They have these things called replay, you know, and so yeah, let's do that. Start the room. There we go. Replays on, insights on, everything's go. So the guy that was talking, um, I couldn't get a lot of his info, but his handle on the thing was superfoods on Clubhouse, and it looked like he was starting some kind of talk show or something like that. So, but like I fully support him and stuff. But I'm telling you, putting a CMOS, like a really legitimate, serious CMOS organization, and getting everybody on board and willing to jump. Like that's the thing too. Like you could spend all this time building this organization, and it's like if it's not attractive to those that are wanting it, if it's more um beneficial to the association than to the members joining the association, no one's going to be interested. You know what I mean? And that was one of the things that, like, I was kind of like weighing heavily. Is like, okay, how do I create something that makes um, people want to be a part of this and join in and contribute? You know, but I really actually came to the conclusion that I was actually going to start off with like a club first before I started an association, kind of like walk before I run. And so the idea was to start a small club where I had a group of people that we shared the like minding stuff. And then we share the resources and the thing, and we build the sort of like the ideas and the infrastructure on which we would then move on to a full scale association. You know what I mean? And so that's where I am really realistically with this stuff. I feel like it's like to get the whole world like into an organization to make it viable and legitimate. It's like it's a lot of fucking heavy lifting. Excuse my language. So no. No, I'm not into any. So like with baseball or something like that.
So when you go through it, they even have that's the beginner price, just to say too. It goes all the way up to something ridiculous, whatever. But it starts at $50. So when they grade it and they grade it to a certain like to like not 8.5 is 9.5, and 10 is the highest. That's the creme de la creme of it. So I mean, I promise once you get it started and you have something to grade, and I mean, to be honest with you, I can't lie. Like if you was to start an organization, I honestly think like you might have to like be, be on top of it, and you might
might not even be able to have your own organization or own Seamoss company. You might not be the head of your own Seamoss company because people might think you're being biased. So once you get your test and you do that first and you get the paperwork, I think that's the key. But once you get the keys, which is the tests and the paperwork, from from rocks and lines and all the stuff they've been talking about. Ooh, I'm not gonna get off track, but I got something. I got something to tell you real quick. But once you get all those criterias, and you can friggin' hit people over the head who have tried to come to you and step to you about that stuff, you can start grading. Once you start grading, because once you're up the back only get it up on the test. So once you can start grading, you're good. Especially you know the difference between 30% dry and what is it, 10%?
I think it's 35% and 10%. Yeah.
So you see, and that's what I'm trying to say. So you can sell 30%, but that's gonna in a certain light that might be graded a little different. So once you have a system, you can price it at that system, and man, things will be smooth, man. I think, in a sense, that's where it's going to be really nice on your end too, because I mean, honestly, and it should be where I think it should be, because if you spend the time to do all the research and you put the resources to it, and you get everybody together, people come to you to get certified. You should, so it should, so you should make the benefits afterwards. So that's what I think. I'm here for it.
Thanks, man. So BCSWNC said, I thought it was interesting that he was saying about comparing products based on region was interesting, but there's so many variables to make a determination like that. Every batch can't possibly test out to be the same, even if from the same region variables change. Can you possibly test every batch? That seems like a massive task. Yeah, that's exactly what I agree with. You know what I mean? Is like, how do you test? Because even sometimes the weather conditions and stuff like that, and like his discussion about like, oh, the Seamoss is too expensive. Like, yeah, okay, he's got some points, yes, and some points wrong. You know what I mean? Because what is the lower the price need to be? Like, what is too high? Like, in relation to what? Like, okay, yeah, if I want to sort of hit certain price points and get mass adoption, yeah, the price point might be too high. But the fact is that that's what I'm saying. The product is great, and for the price, like, dude, like we sell our CMOS by the pound, $30. This thing will last you like 6 months. So it's like, what do you mean that's overpriced? Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there's places where you buy the pills. A $60 6 month supply or 1 month supply of pills is going to cost you some places $60. You know, prices can vary widely by regions, amounts, country, source, totally timing. That particular even the way the person dried and processed the CMOS is going to have an effect over the quality of that CMOS. Like, unless you're testing like it right from the water, then you know what I mean. Before you dry it, it's going to be different. Yeah, if you're selling gel, you can definitely triple the profit. Which is what amazes me, how some of these guys are like fucking, like, excuse my language, but they're really sort of like hammering down on price. Like, I watch some of these guys like leave one person for another person over like $1 or two on the price of the pound. And it's like, when you look at the grand scheme of things, like, even $2 off the pound when you're doing like quantity, it's like it mounts up to fucking pennies. You know what I mean? And so why like I don't know. To me, it's kind of like if you're gonna go over one thing over $1 or two, you better make sure that that CMOS that you're getting $2 less or whatever is as good, if not better, than the stuff that you're paying for more. Otherwise, go with the better quality stuff, even if it costs a little more. You're going to get a better return on your product and probably a better yield on it. So Candace says, when will the Cinema 6 go live on the website? Soon, baby, soon. No, seriously, I'm working on them. Hopefully before next week, I'll have Cinnamon Sticks on the site. But you're not the only one who's waiting for them. There's a lot of people. And so I'm sorry for the delay. The Cinnamon Sticks look good, though. They look great. And I'm excited for people to try and get the feedback on them to see what they're like.
So my expectations for the Seamoss company get started is that you will probably be able to find almost like because when I was reading the article, put up PDF or a website of how the booklet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I read it, and I read the part where they farmers would give some CMOS to other regions to start
Mm-hmm.
the CMOS, and so to start, you'll probably be able to find a really good crop, and in the sense that's a great thing because there's almost saying quality that you deal with. Once once you can put no doubt of that, show people and tell people, and even if he was to find out that wildcraft is so called, I'm not saying it, but if he was to find out, right, that wildcraft Seamoss is better, that would be a truffle. That would be the friggin' truffle of the Seamoss, and I don't care because the only reason why truffles are worth so much is the scarcity and how hard it is to find. So if it ever comes to that case, and friggin' A, coin it right now, call it truffle Seamoss. Because that's how I feel it's going to come. That's what we gravitate towards.
Oh yeah, if it turns out that that indeed scientifically wildcrafted is better than the cultivation, I'll eat my humble pie. I'll keep my mouth shut, and I won't be trolling people like I do now. But until then, as far as I'm concerned, it's all the same, and I've tested them both. I got the same results from both, so you know. Um, Here, BCSWNC said, I wish that the wholesale prices included total shipping costs upfront because the per pound compared to the actual euro greatly differs. I feel like a straight price is necessary. I agree, but at the same time, it's difficult sometimes to have a per price and then include shipping because shipping varies so much compared to where you're at, and the more you ship, the more it costs. So it's like until you're really shipping a lot, it's hard to really factor in like the cost of shipping because you don't know. You have no idea what the shipping is going to cost until you actually charge it. And that's a thing that I agree with you that really screws up a lot of buyers because they'll buy the CMOS thinking that it's going to cost less. And then, by the time they get it to their door with all the fees and all the extras, it's like they might as well just bought the CMOS locally. You know what I mean? Than trying to get, like, there was no savings from getting it from the store. I have a customer who won CMOS in one of those raffles, and they said by the time the CMOS came to their door, the cost that they had to incur to ship it and clear it and all that stuff with the customs duty, they were like, it was more expensive than if I just bought it off you, you know? And That's unfortunate, but I get it. That's part of the reason why we ship so much. When we like why our setup is the way it is because that's where we're sort of making the money. Is that the cost that it like we're absorbing the cost that it takes to bring your 1 pound from St. Lucia to North America and get it across the border. It's not cheap, you know. And even that guy earlier that was like saying about the price being, you know, down lower per pound. I don't know where he thinks like we're going to be able to shave off all these costs to lower the cost per pound. But it's like, at least for St. Lucia, it's not happening. Do you know what I mean? Like we've been working for fucking excuse my language, but for a year to try and get these costs down, and it's just it like there's these costs that are just hard costs. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a cost for the box. Okay, we can't get around that unless we go in and ship a container of boxes in. There is a cost for the bags to line the Seamoss when we ship it. There's a cost to pack these bags. We got to pay people to put them in the boxes and put pressure on it, and you know what I mean, stuff so we can get as much Seamoss into a 20 by 20 box, right? There's a cost for transporting the Seamoss from the Seamoss harvesters and farmers to our packing location. Then there's another cost from transporting that Seamoss from the packing location to the airport. And then there's the shipping cost for the airport. Like these things we can't, and then you're looking at like the only way you could probably get the price lower is if someone were to come in, and this is my fear of it happening. I hope this never happens. Someone were to come in and sort of like control a vast area of the coastline and just kind of set up like a mega farm where there's just lines and lines, and they employ people who are using machinery and equipment to maneuver the sea moss and clean it, and you know what I mean, so that they can, one person can do the job of like 10 men and harvest that much sea moss. Like that's how else are you going to get it? Like you know what I mean? Because in St. Lucia, I don't think the sea moss can get any cheaper, and people are going to suffer. Because another thing they don't like factor in, and I was discussing this with my partner just the other day. I don't know what it's like in other countries, but in St. Lucia, right, a lot of these farmers take significant losses on a repeated basis, meaning they do all the work to put all their farm in and it goes. And so you could have like a farm with maybe 10,000 pounds of sea moss in it. And one night, that sea moss could all be gone. You know what I mean? And just break off from that farm. And so what do you do in that situation? How do you keep your costs per pound lower when all the product is gone and you have to start again from scratch? And that's a cost of setup. And that happens multiple. Like it's almost like my point is it's very hard to keep a stable price if they want to do the CMOS in that way. Oh, by the way, Candice, I just want to acknowledge you. Thank you so much for that compliment. Candice just, blessed me with a comment. Said your gold CMOS is the best for anyone trying CMOS for the first time. Tasteless and odorless. Thanks, and I appreciate that. The gold CMOS is really good. It smells like a nice golden nutty butter, and that really comes down to the farmers that we work with and making sure that we're picky about the CMOS that we select, and only going for the best quality. I think that so getting back to the pricing and stuff, I think that though it is almost impossible to factor in price in all the time, and I think that you just need to like make sure you kind of like factor that in when you're doing your costs, and just get to know, like, if you want to get to the point where you're buying direct and you're shipping it in internationally, you should put the time in to understand exactly how the shipping works and what are the costs involved and stuff like that, so that over time you're able to, you know, optimize it so that you're getting your best return on your shipments. And maybe you got to ship like half as much and twice as much, twice as much, half as many times to save money on the shipping and whatever. What's up, Seamoss Blends, and everybody coming in to talk. Kind of like snackish, but I know, right? I might have to have go to. So you go to the store. What am I going to take the live stream with me to the store?
Just let me go grab a snack from the store real quick.
Yeah, I'll be like, hold on a second, guys. I'll be back in a minute. There's been a couple times where I've had people like guess where they talked like so much that it's like I literally could go to the store, buy a bunch of groceries, like go grocery shopping, come back, and like they wouldn't even have noticed that I left. No, but that's good. I love it. I love that we have this platform where anybody can come in and just ramble off and share their passion and just talk. Like, there's, I don't know, like for me, there's people are sick of hearing me talk about Seamoss. So this is my way of getting my outlet out, and I get to talk, which one called? I get to talk about my passion for a lot of people that are listening. So your energy is everything. Question is this Seamoss Ocean Farm opposed to wild crafted? Most of the Seamoss that's coming out of St. Lucia is a mixture of wild crafted or I wouldn't say wild crafted. It's more like Seamoss that's harvested in the wild, and then also Seamoss that's farmed. But my experience from using both Seamosses and trying them out and seeing, the stuff that this died from is that they're exactly the same, and that it's really, I mean, some people are able to distinguish the two. I know my partner could look at it and say, okay, yeah, this one was dived and this one was grown on a line, but really there's no difference in the quality. And even when you look at the way that the Seamoss, the Ocean Farm is farmed, it's farmed exactly how it's grown in the wild. There's no difference. There's no man intervention. There's no things added. There's nothing taken away. The shit gets added to a line and it sits there. The minerals come from the ocean, and so where the location is most important. And these guys test the waters for where they put the Seamoss in. And not only that, a lot of these places where they've been growing the Seamoss, they've been doing it for years. Like these are traditional, like, areas for cultivation. There's a couple people making Seamoss drinks, especially in St. Lucia. Passion was like one of the like #1 Seamoss drink sellers. Up here, there's not. There's in Toronto. There's only one company called World Moss that's making the drinks that I can see. Well, actually, I lied. There's a couple that make the peanut punch and the Irish moss and stuff like that. Do you remember when Greg used to bring the Irish moss back from Bermuda when I was younger? And it had all kinds of like coconuts and dates and raisins. And, oh, it was crazy. So Seamoss Blends, who's in Ajax, they sell drinks. So they make the drinks and stuff. And I mean, even in the States, they make a lot. A lot of people make lemonade and stuff like that. They pick it up, or they have like a short experiment. But here's the thing: in order to get it like mass produced and sort of like on the shelf in that situation, you have to like compromise some of the quality, like in regards to like adding ingredients that some people won't want in order to make it shelf stable. Hey, is there another pizza pocket there? Yeah, you want to make that pizza pocket? I did something to snack on. Yeah, I like this spicy one. It's got Frank's Red Hot in it. So she doesn't sell in stores, just made fresh to order. I thought you had your Seamoss stuff and your drinks and stuff in that supermarket on Kingston Road, New Kingston Market. I'm talking to Seamoss Blends. That's if anybody's wondering. It's no preservatives, all natural. I don't know what she puts in it. I don't know. Let me see if I can get her to talk on the live stream. She's kind of shy. She's the shy one. I'm going to send them both invites. See what they say. Say wagwan. I've been trying to get my partner to come on here, Ashton, to come on here. I knew she was shy. Yeah, she declined me. She's always declined me. She likes to be like a little ninja, like she doesn't want anybody to know what she really looks like. That's it, secret moss. She has her Seamoss mask on. I remember one time I put the mask on for my head, and I forgot I had it on, and I started doing video calls on Zoom, and the guy's like, what is that on your head? I was like, what's on my head? There's nothing on my head. And then I looked at the video. I was like, oh my gosh. What should I call it? I go, oh, I got Seamoss on my head. She said she'll call tomorrow and give you the scoop. Yeah, she'll give you the deets. Should be waiting.
Hey, that's not a bad idea to put some Seamoss on it at the beginning of the stream.
What? Put Seamoss on your forehead or on your where?
On his face. Yeah, that's on his face. See how it dries up.
Oh, it's really good on your face.
Hey, give me that.
Yeah, it's really good on your face and even on your hair. Yeah. Yeah, my wife does it on her face and on her hair.
I can't lie. Like, when someone feels that, I put some program, I think it makes me chill because how it hardens up, it just becomes like
Did you do it? How long did you put it in for?
30 seconds.
take care of it.
You're supposed to like put it in.
Maybe some oils.
No, now you put it for a minute.
That's too long.
He's getting 5-star services.
What about 5-star services?
You getting 5-star services?
Yeah, they're hooking me up with some snacks and stuff like that. Usually they're in bed at this time. I'm surprised that they're up hanging around listening to me talk about Seamoss. But I think it's also because, I don't know. Did you tell the Jenna about Mummy Rose? Yeah, she was. Uh-huh. Yeah, she was like a really amazing lady. She was like a queen for sure, like a living queen, definitely. And, yeah, I mean, we knew it was coming. Like this was something like she's been in a home for like the last year, and like she was for like I think for the last 6 years, so she didn't remember who I was. She had Alzheimer's and stuff. She just literally forgot to eat. Like she refused to eat after that, and so that's what happened. My only sort of like negative thing was like, okay, and I mean at the same time, it's like, I don't know. I accepted things. Like I was supposed to go see her, and I kind of put it off, and so part of me like, oh, I wish I'd seen it, but at the same time, I'm like, I knew, like, I don't know if I really wanted to see it like that. You know, I have a good memory of her. And, I'm more concerned about how the rest of the thing is going to happen, because it is a big deal for a lot of aunts and my mother especially. Mm-hmm. But in some ways, it's good that this happened. It's kind of like it's been brewing a lot. Like my mom has put a lot of pressure on him because it's like expecting, knowing that this is going to happen and waiting for it to happen, kind of thing. It's tough. I don't. I wouldn't want to wish it on
I don't know if you know him. I don't know if this is the guy in the chat. His name is Dr. Sidney Jr. Is that the guy you had an interview with?
Dr. Sebi Jr. or Dr. Sebi's son?
No, his YouTube name is Dr. Sidney Jr.
Probably, and that's probably Dr. Sebi's son. Let me look it up and see. Is his name Victor?
I don't freaking know, but I can't lie, bro.
He's a dick, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's Victor.
That's who it is.
I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Really see clear when you're poisoned.
So I went to Dr. Sebi Jr., right? And it's got the first page where it's Dr. Sebi's daughter, Kylie Bowman. What I find funny is none of these guys were around when he was alive. It wasn't like they were sort of like following his shit, this, that.
Okay.
I don't know who this guy is, but this guy's not Victor. He's got a lot of people, though. I should, troll him.
Yeah, you know what? Do it. Bruh, listen, because I was about to go off on it. You know why? Because he was attacking, Julien, right? I'm like, why is man attacking him?
Mm-hmm.
Bro,
How y'all doing?
I can't front, bro. Because he was just basically back to the same Seamoss, and I was one of that was one of the comments I was like, I'm not gonna freaking try to get at him because I was gonna try to spend my energy on it because I see what he was doing. He's trolling. If you try to troll a troll, you gotta hit me. I don't benefit from that. But you for sure you will get something because so that's what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably seeing things telling you that he was attacking everything about him. And he probably was saying it too because he was just talking about you're in the US and I'm here to basically he's trying to like spokesperson for the US and he's got this freaking Seamoss probably Honduras. Whatever.
I mean, this might be a different guy.
Yeah, probably.
No, because the one the site that I found, it's like it's not it's like a Dr. Sebi follower. Although he's got like over 1,000 subscribers, but he's not showing Seamoss at all.
Nah, he's not. He's probably just cloud chasing, and which is, I mean, from just from a business perspective, if you're trying to get views, etc., and all that, and more people, get somebody who's doing something like just bash them, like you want to try to get have their doubts and all of that stuff. But I don't think that kind of thing. Anyways, man, have you thought about like jumping on one of these podcasts or?
Never thought about it. I figured like he does his thing, and he's got his community.
Wait, not in the sense of Jesus, because I was like, when I was thinking about it, I was thinking about it 2 years ago. I was like, if y'all was to do it, y'all didn't have to talk about this because like some people don't want to talk about exactly, but some people are very open, like right? But I don't know how it is, but in the sense of it, y'all can just talk about your journey, and it was just make for good, just like a collaboration of two people came to the same spot, doing well, and just sharing like, each one of us. Because I always see it like when it's two, you see two people, both of y'all are successful, both of y'all come from, y'all come from close to us, like, y'all family and all that. Y'all saying the same thing, very powerful for us because one person saying helpful, two people saying it, stand up, saying very, very strong. And it can just be a collaboration, not you trying to take both, but you trying to take both. Y'all coming together and just go. And you doing your thing, you are making two very good things. Collaboration, y'all coming together. I mean,
I'm open to it. Well, I just still don't see how like I could provide like he has a lot of value. He has a lot of knowledge. There's not much more that I could add. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, yes, I see what you're saying, but no, guess what? You have to add. It's just the fact that you're doing it. Y'all can talk about it. I bet y'all right now, y'all can go in and talk about it. Y'all can just be like, yeah, like when I started out and the hiccups and but I didn't give up and I kept on going. Like just go. That's all it is. It's just like a conversation. It's not even about adding value to it. It's the conversation and the people like y'all be fly on the wall on that one. I'll just listen because I know both y'all have so much to say, especially y'all help draw out a lot of goodness from each other. I'm telling you, it's not. It's almost like like if freaking like I'm going back to music, but if Prince and Michael Jackson would sit down, they probably thinking the same thing, but that would be an amazing conversation. Like
it might have been a boring conversation. They both might have looked at each other and didn't know what to say. That's what I'm thinking. Of me and Akeem got together. We just talk a lot of shit, but it wouldn't have any substance to it. We'd just be cordial to each other.
Okay, I see. You know what?
I don't know. I would say this. I would definitely have him come and talk on the Seamoss Talk so that he could talk about his business and his products and his journey and how he got to where he's going and stuff like that. That I could see adding value to the group. You know what I mean? To help inspire people to see. Because dude, what he's done and accomplished is a testament of what it takes to get to that level and what you need to do. And if you're not putting in the kind of hard work that this guy's putting in the energy, you know what I mean? Like he was doing YouTube videos for a long, long time, And so like if you're not putting that level of energy into your business, you can't expect to have anything more than what he has. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. He's an inspiration. and I would love to like. That's where I could see having value is him sharing his story to people. But I'm not sure if he would be open to doing it. You know what I mean? Because
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to reach out to him. If I was to try, like, I was on one of his streams a while ago. But if I was to try, like, reach out to him, he would be open. Like, if he said, yeah,
yeah, why not? Dude, like it's a, you know, what I mean, it's a small community. I know a lot of the people that he's buying his CMOS from. You know what I mean? So it's all like it's a small circle.
because the reason why that popped up is like I was like, man, it's power in numbers, and it's like attacking him. I didn't see him attacking just him. You know, I just seen him attacking you and anybody else who's trying to do it. I just seen that happen to attack. And I don't think that's fair, especially if you're standing on something strong.
Yeah, I agree. It's not fair, but at the end of the day, I also realize that like these guys that do the attacking, they're attacking because they suck at selling. They're shitty marketers, and this is the only way when they're brainstorming. Okay, how do I stand out for the crowd? Well, let me throw some shade on this other stuff because you know, and I mean, it must drive them like bananas to see all these people going to this side and in their minds like it's like you know they're going for the wrong scene. Like why do they keep going for that garbage when I have this premium product no one wants? Well, you know what, you need to let people know you have a premium product and why it's premium, and that doesn't mean looking at other people and you know what I mean like that. I don't know, to me that's how you get low hanging fruit. You create this fear and this sort of like scarcity, like oh this is rare stuff and everything else is garbage and not worth trying. You know, it's, I don't know. Like you won't see that coming from us when it comes to marketing our CMOS and stuff. We barely even really market our CMOS. You know that
Stuff and stuff.
it does. You go to the website, you look at the pictures, you see the reviews, boom, bam, like that's it. You know what I mean? Everything else is just fun for us. Like that's how we do the content. That's how we do the ads. But like I've been wanting to show a more intimate view of Saint Lucia and the culture and the people, and you know, to understand so that when people are buying the product, they know it's not just CMOS you're getting. This is from the love of Saint Lucians that are producing this product. This is why our product is superior to everybody else's.
That love, man, that's a strong thing, boy. I'm
Mhm.
telling you, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? So you just gave me a different perspective. 'Cause I can't lie, I was like, because I was like trying to almost defend it, but honestly, you know, it probably brought more customers over to him. That's free promotion anytime. Because I can't lie to you, like any type of publicity or when you have like a spotlight on you, even in that you still have the spotlight on you. So it's like almost like what you do when it is on you. So, and with that being said, yeah, if he ever comes after you, I'm gonna start let it ride because all that's gonna do is probably bring you customers, honestly.
Yeah, and so be it. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one's going to control the market. It's impossible. Even with this guy talking about the association, like, you know, he'd be lucky if he got like 5% of the market, if that. You know what I mean? There's just too many people, too many independents, too many, like, you know, there's so many there. You just don't see them because they're not out in the open. Like the only reason why you see me is because I'm putting my face out on these live streams every week. You mean, but there's so many other sellers that are getting in large quantities. You know what I mean? And so, you know, how do you get all those people on board and that kind of stuff? It's going to take a lot of work, and then to do it for every country and stuff. Like this guy, I wish him luck, but I'm how do you say it? I know that it's not an easy task to do this, to get to build an organization that people are going to subscribe to and want to buy the CMOS and stick to that. You know what I mean? Because what happens when someone comes and starts selling to someone for less money than what the association's selling it for? You know what I mean? You can easily lose a lot of business over a couple dollars. And if you're running this association where you're importing all the CMOS, hoping that people are going to sell it, and the market drops out of you, and you've bought CMOS for 10, and now it's you got guys going rogue and selling it for 6, you're going to be screwed. You're going to have all this inventory, and how do you get rid of it? There's there's not going to be any loyalty. So, that would be the biggest thing. How do you create an association where there'll be loyalty, where they're willing to pay for the price of your CMOS, even if it's higher than what the average person off the market is selling it for? And like you said, you can do the tests and stuff that might show some value, but I feel like at this point in the market, no one really cares about tests. Yeah. There'll be a time where people will care about it, but it's just not enough, you know? Yeah, so BC, that's right. It would be almost needed to be a corporation if set up to be that large. It would require large amount of sources set up. Yeah, definitely. Like you're talking, and I mean, how many members are you going to have, and how much supply are you going to have from each region to ensure that all the members have enough on hand for when they need it. It's a good idea. No, don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? I've been trying to work on it myself, and then, like I said, I'd be happy to help him work with him on it. Oh, I have a feeling though he's doing it more from a commercial business standpoint. Like he's going to set this up to make money, and there's not a lot of interest in bringing in outside people that aren't a part, like don't need to be a part of it. Because when I put the offer out there, he didn't seem, enthusiastic to be like, oh yeah, come aboard, let's do it. You know what I mean? Which you would be if it was something where it would be open for everybody to be part of the development. So we shall see, though. We shall see. I think there's room for even being several associations. You know what I mean? Why not? There's 3 CMOS associations in St. Lucia, and I think there's room for more.
Yeah, like, well, if it was more than one, because competition it's always good to have, competitive. I'm not saying like that was but
Yeah, and see, for me, like as much as it might be negative for some buyers, I would want to, as a CMOS association, I would want to work on not so much paying more for the CMOS, but making sure that a fair value is paid for the CMOS, right? And so that the people that are making the CMOS are happy to make the CMOS, and that they're producing it at a higher quality than they would if they were paying less. You know, I've always believed that like you can only cut so much of a price before you start cutting into quality and cutting into reliability and stuff like that. And so That's my concern all the time when people are saying, "Oh, we need to get the price down. We need to get it lower." You know, and we need this, and that. This price point's too high. It's like, well, you know, you can get it lower, but that's where you're getting into the fake CMOS territory. You know, what people think is fake CMOS. You know, that's where you get into this idea of the pool going stuff. Because that stuff, there's ways to get CMOS at dollar a pound if you want it. Like I know a guy that's selling a lot of CMOS, and he pays about $1 a pound for it. Say like 225 a kilogram. So BC, yes, Ricky has a CMOS directory called the CMOSdirectory.com. We've been talking a little bit about how we could work together to um, make improvements to it. They can make improvements to it so that more people can get value out of it. But it is there, and there's quite a bit of people on the site already that are listed. And I think there's a way to get a free listing. Hold on a second. Excuse me. Like I'm in the room here. You're trying to access my Amazon Prime account. What is that all about? You want to buy a dog leash on my account? You know the password, little one.
Yeah, tell me the password.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get the password on the live. You know what I mean? I don't think so. No, I was listening. So BC says if a large corporation grabs it, they'll be selling crap at the dollar store. They're already doing it. Like that's where you're getting a lot of these angel brands and these Caribbean corners and stuff like that. This is all cheap commercialized CMOS that is grown in large quantities and stuff. And so I think where he's going, it's like, how do I put it? Those are markets that are meant for countries like St. Lucia. Like I don't believe and I don't recommend that we get into um, being that like producing the lowest price CMOS so that we can hit these industrial markets and get in these superstores and stuff like that. Now, I do think that there should be like a grading system in the CMOS, and that our CMOS that isn't considered prime or premium is diverted to those markets where the appearance is not as important to them as it is to the retail market. You know. And so that I think would be ideal more than just saying across the board CMOS needs to be, cheaper. Because like honestly, like I see some CMOS and I've seen other people CMOS and a lot of the CMOS that I'm getting, it's like there's no way I would sell that for like it's too nice. Like how do you compare this beautiful product that smells so clean and fresh and is like free of debris and stuff like that, and compare it to something that is just what I mean, all fucked up, and you know yeah, you can't, you know. That's the one thing I think is interesting when I deal with buyers, right? A lot of the buyers, they're more focused on the price per pound than they are focused on the quality of the CMOS. And so they'll spend a lot of time negotiating. Like one of the things that fucking drives me crazy is like I'll spend all this time negotiating for a price. The guy will get me down to a lower price, and then he'll show me the CMOS he has, and I'm just like, I can get you that CMOS for that price. I can get it for less. But the CMOS I have is not that CMOS. And you're trying to get my CMOS for the same price as that CMOS, and it's not the same. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I do agree that we need to get some kind of grading system, and I mean it's got to be kind of like at the source, like before it ships out, people should know this is grade B, this is grade C, and whatnot. Yeah. But right now, I think it gets all mixed up with everything. You know, not right. Not right at all. Mm-mm. Crazy. Just scrolling on online here, and you get bombarded with this Kanye stuff. I feel so sorry for that guy.
I can't. I
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, he's doing it to himself. You know what I mean? Like if you just like, I think what like I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so he was hanging around that girl, the white chick, who to me was like, the modern day Yoko Ono is like, who the hell is this chick? What is she doing here? How did she even get there? You know what I mean? Where did she come from? She looks like she was like more of a planted spy, you know?
That's what you said.
Yeah.
She's an actor.
Yeah, but isn't that what happened? Like someone told me that like after all this happened, she was like, "Oh yeah, like, I didn't really like Kanye. I was just there for the fucking ride and if you want to hear about that ride, you got to go check out my book."
I don't even know if that's what she did, but she did do that. Like, oh man.
Scandalous white chick. Yeah, man. That's crazy. But that's sad. You know what I mean? But like how could you not see that coming, bro? You know what I mean? And like what were you thinking? Like, you still want your family back, but you're banging this chick, like, and you're walking around like this is your new chick, and she's not even like like close to what Kim was in like appearance or whatever.
So I'm gonna say it just like this, Mr. Ye and Kim. Like, listen, I don't know if this is the truth, right? But just looking at it, since they both know how to keep the spotlight on them, they if they have to. And another thing, he's about to release a Netflix documentary and another album this month. So just let them know. Okay, so with all that going on and everything else, what you're about to put a hit on Kim, which is crazy. I thought that was hilarious. Like,
Yeah.
how you put a hit? Okay.
So what? He was supposed to put a hit on because his kids, like, is that about his kids or?
Freaking a hit, like to get her gone, bro. Like,
Well, why was he getting her hit for? Like,
oh, just I guess just for I guess out of anger or
because he was mad because she was with the guy Pete or whatever.
yeah.
I was always curious, like, how did she end up hooking up with Pete? Like, where did that come from?
That's weird, right? But okay, so she was on Saturday Night Live, and that's where he's from.
Yeah.
Like, not from where he's from. He has movies and stuff too, but mainly a lot of people know him from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So
But but I was gonna say for her to do one show and then it's like let's fucking get serious. It's like whoa, like, do you know what I mean? Like I don't just hop in with anybody, and if I do, it's like undercover. You're like I don't want anybody to know because who knows? The chick might be crazy or something. No.
I know. Look.
Like, that was the best thing to say with your wife.
No, but I'm talking in general sense. Like, They're always listening. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, man.
You wanna know why they really hooked up?
Why?
Because Ariana said he's got a big dick.
Really? Was she dating Ariana Grande?
Yeah.
Pete.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So apparently the guy Pete's got a big schlong, and that's what happened.
Also, her sister got together with the tattoo guy.
Yeah, but is the tattoo guy related to the Pete guy? Because they're both tattoo
no,
guys.
No. But they're both tattoo guys.
I was like wonder
It's the same
like
aesthetic.
yeah.
It's like hot girl with like skinny grunge boyfriend. Like Kobe got together with like tattoo guy.
Yeah, Pete Davidson. I don't even know half this shit that's going on, but I think it's fucking hilarious because it's just like the drama. You know what I mean? Like you can't write this shit. You know?
That's some good acting, though. I can't even lie. They should honestly create like a reality show.
Well, they do have a reality show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, or is that not on anymore?
No. That's still on. But I'm saying like all these celebrities, they should call it like a celebrity reality show and like just have random characters. Every single celebrity just has their own like. You just follow them and they have their own sort of drama like broadcast.
Please no. Please no. No. No.
You have every single celebrity on
I know. That's the worst.
You got everybody peering into their like drama.
That is gonna bring society's like average IQ down by like 5 points. Like you can't have that brain drain. You know what I mean? I think we put too much garbage on TV as it is. Like half the shit I look at.
We don't do that. Listen, it's not us. Listen, if it wasn't to me, I wouldn't put none of that shit on TV.
But,
it's useless.
But yeah, but don't watch. If no one watches it, then they'll stop producing it. You know what I mean? They're produced out, you know, based on interest. But hey, guys, just to give an introduction, I got Jermaine here. He goes as Uncle Alkaline, and he's come on tonight to talk a little bit about alkaline foods and stuff like that, right?
Yes, sir.
Or
talk
just
about that health as well, baby.
Yeah, talk health and everything.
Yes, sir.
Wicked. So what have you been up to lately, Jermaine? What's going on?
Right now I'm trying to transition, just trying to get things ready because I have to make a move. Like I'm leaving my place where I'm at right now, so I have to make a move. So right now everything's on standby for now, but it's like they say, take a step back for a major comeback. So
That's true.
I'm planning.
Yeah.
Right now I'm planning right now. So I'm just studying it at this point. I'm trying to I want to start getting I have a new product I want to bring up to the market in terms of like incorporating Seamoss into something more like an energy drink, you know, like a sports drink. Because there's a lot of benefits, but we just use it as just like, you know, just to pick me up or this or that. Like if we can take it bigger than what it is right now, like actually get it out there to people, because a lot of people don't realize that Seamoss is great for athletes. It's amazing. Like I was going to the gym last year, and I did a 200-day fast. Okay, so in 2019 or 2020, I did a 200-day fast, 200 days, and every morning I would drink a cup of Seamoss, like I would get like a water bottle, a shaker of Seamoss, and I'd throw it in a blender with some dandelion greens, some iron tea, and I would shake that up. I would blend it up, and I would drink that twice every day. Yeah. For 200 days. And the things, like what happened was just phenomenal. Like I went from being tired and sluggish to every morning I had energy, and my muscles went from these little peanuts to like this in like a week and a half. So it's just like I went from lifting 20 to 30 pounds by like the end, not the end of the week, but I'd say about the middle of the next week. So like a week and a half in, I was lifting 100 pounds.
Oh wow, that's a huge thing.
Right, and that was the arm bar where you sit down and you just lift, you just do your biceps. There we go, machine. Where you just sit down and you just do bicep curls to just that. So I went from like 30, 40 pounds to doing the 100. And then I remember this one dude walked in and he was all like, "Yo, I see you coming here every day. You've been eating here for a little while. Like you're so jacked. Like what do you do? Like what's your secret?" And I was like, honestly, Seamoss. And he's like, "What do you mean? I've been hearing about that. Like, what are your thoughts of it?" I'm like, "It's good. I drink it every day. That's what I've been drinking. I don't before I come to the gym. I drink lots of water and I drink Seamoss. And I throw it in with some iron fluoride, right? So like, like your burdock, your sauce sarsaparilla, that kind of stuff, elderberry. And I throw it into a blender and I strain it and I drink that. And I drink 2 of those a day." And he's like, "That's it?" And I'm like, "No, it's not. That's just not it. Like, it's lifestyle. I just don't drink this and then I go back to eating, whatever. It's a whole lifestyle, right? It's like, I broke down something. Think of it like if you're going to the gym, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to eat McDonald's before you go to the gym? Obviously not. You know what it's going to do to you. And if you, after you're done working out, are you going to run to McDonald's? Obviously not. You know what it's going to do to you.
Yeah.
So it's the same concept here. If you're going to feel your body, you got to do it right. So, I'm not saying for people out there who don't follow the way you're supposed to eat, and I look down on them or I condemn them, but to take the information for what it is. If you choose to eat whatever you want after, that's fine, but know what you're eating and don't lie to yourself. Because when you lie to yourself, now you're just causing yourself more stress and pain. Because what it is a lot of people think, protein is this, protein is that. Eating animals and eating all these things are so good. It'll make you, look good. But it's like, if that's the case, why is it that when we turn 60, 70, we look like a dead corpse? Like we look like we're about to die. That's not the case. When I see people who are 60 and 70 years old who work out, eat vegetables, eat plant-based, yeah, they may eat some meat stuff here and there, but the majority of their diets plant-based. Some they eat 100% plant-based. But they balance it. They eat 80% plants, 20% meat every now and then. Occasion they'll have a little one too, but they don't overindulge in it because they know what it can do to their bodies later on. And there's this guy on Instagram. He's in his 70s or 80s. And he's from the Caribbean. And the brother looks like he's in his 30s or 40s. You wouldn't even tell that he's in his 80s. But because he has gray hair here, you can tell he's very older. But his body, he looks like he's a 34-year-old man. He's young. He looks young. Like if you were to just cover his head, you think you're talking to like a young stud or a young.
Is that the guy that drinks nothing but he doesn't drink water at all or something?
I'd have to go back and look, but I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at the guy. He's some young. He's an older Caribbean guy, but his body is young. And like he shows in his videos. Going for runs, lifting weights, doing all these things. And people are like, "How old are you?" And then he tells his age. He's like, "I'm around 70 or 80, but I'm able to still do things that in my 30 and 40. People are like, "How? Like, what do you?" And he shows like, "Look, I eat plant-based. I eat this. I exercise. I eat Seamoss." Like he shows everything he does. And people are like, "Well, do you eat meat or anything?" He's like, he doesn't, but he sort of weaned himself out from it because he knew what it was doing to his body at the time. And he's like, "I'm not with it." So he stopped eating it, and then over time, you just saw like where he went from, like what he looked like, and it's just like wow, It's because like even for me, like I used to eat really, really, really bad. Like I used to eat meat, chicken, rice, all this stuff. I barely ate much. Anytime, those times your parents be like, "Eat your vegetables," like nah.
Yeah.
Don't want to eat them, right? But it's like it's the best. Even though we may not like it, it's really, really good for us because it fuels our body, right? So again, we're 80% water. Our diet should be 80% water. But what is it mostly of? 80% solid. So the solid now gets what? Stuck in your intestines. And then that's where you get bloating. And then that's where you get, the people who are big and their bellies just start to pop out and then they're wondering why they have disease. It's because that food is stuck inside of you. It's not coming out.
Yeah.
Think of it like a toilet.
And they're not hydrating enough to like wash it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now all that food gets stuck in there and it ferments and it cooks and it stays there. Right? Think of it like what do you call it? Think of it like
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your house has a gutter, trees fall down there, leaves fall, all this stuff. Whole year you don't do nothing, you just leave it there. Every year it just keeps piling up, until what happens? Eventually it breaks. And then now you have to fix the whole thing. Why? Because you never maintained it, you never cleaned it out. So now, because you're not taking care of your body, you're not maintaining it, it breaks down. And then it becomes cancerous. Now you're getting all these diseases coming to you. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
Our bodies are like cars. You wouldn't mistreat your car, why would you mistreat your body?
Yeah.
But because we're so used to eating all these things, when we're young, our parents tell us, oh, it's okay, eat it, and the baby's like, no, and you're like, eat it now, or you're not getting it from the table. So now your parents are conditioning you to keep on eating stuff that they eat, right? And then they wonder why their kids are acting restless and this and that. It's because of the food, right? The kids in school, ADHD, what are they mostly eating at lunch? Sugar. What do you think is going to happen if somebody eats a bunch of sugar? They're not going to want to sit still.
Yeah, right? A lot of energy and stuff like that.
Exactly. And then even the sugar, right? It messes with your brain, so it causes anxiety, causes nervousness, causes restlessness, causes all these brain problems. And then they're wondering why their kids are, oh, why is my kid, causing trouble in school? Because he's eating a ton of garbage and he's eating poison, so it's messing with him. And his body's literally trying to shake him up and wake him up. Anytime, so say for example, you're falling asleep, you're having a dream, you're about to wake up. Okay? You're about to wake up, and when you get that shock, you're like, oh my gosh, and you wake up. So suddenly, that means your heart was about to stop, you're about to die. So your body had to wake you up. So it shocks you. That's where they got the defibrillator idea from. When the body goes into shock, it wakes you up, right? So it's the same thing when you're eating all these foods now. Your body's showing you signs like causing you restlessness, causing you anxiety. It's showing you the signs, right?
Yeah.
But then we're not trained to see that, so we just think it's normal. Oh, it's normal to have disease. It's normal to be sick. No, it's not.
No, these are indicators.
Why would you be happy with the disease? And then when you tell people it's not normal, they're like, yeah, it is. Humans don't always have disease. It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. That's like me saying, what's happening around the world. It's supposed to happen. It's supposed to get worse. What's happening around the world shouldn't happen, but we allow it to happen. A lot of these stuff that happen to us, we allow it to happen. We don't do nothing. We don't fight. Like we say we care, but then we don't fight for it. We don't fight for ourselves. We don't fight for other people. It's like, it is what it is. No, because if you keep that same idea about it is what it is, it becomes it is what it is. And now it's like if you don't take care of your body's gonna take care of you. It's simple as that.
That's true.
You don't take care of your car breaks down, it blows up on you. Now it's your problem. It's your fault. You didn't maintain it. You had nobody to put yourself. It's that simple. And it's not even that hard to take care of yourself. It's just eating the right things, exercise, keeping up your health. Just the things that you should be doing, not even you should be feeling like, oh man, it's just such a drag. You should be doing it. You should be happy exercising. You should be happy, practicing your breathing, meditating, listening to calm music, standing still, just calming down, just doing nothing for an hour a day.
Yeah, people.
These should be practices, but
I was gonna say people don't do that enough. They don't do enough meditation or like mindful stillness and stuff.
And because of that, they become so used to always on the go. And then what happens? They're so used to it now, right? Look, it says like sugar is 10 times more addictive than cocaine. So do you control what you put in your mouth, or does what you put in your mouth control you? That's crazy. 10 times more addictive than cocaine. Wow. Oh boy. And then they wonder why kids can't sit still. Where's the Seamoss thing? I want to show you guys this. 1 second. There we go.
What?
No, it's showing the Seamoss. So
there's a page on here. So it says Seamoss is a seaweed, also known as Irish moss. Its scientific name is Chondrus crypsis. So that's just a different type of strain. There's many different types of Seamoss. That's just one of them.
Yeah.
It offers 92 minerals of which the body is made. Use it for your bones, your brain, your muscle, your thyroid, your glands, bad breath, pulmonary, respiratory illnesses. You can even use it to brush your teeth. There was a gentleman that I was talking to that he's a financial broker, and he was talking about he brushes his teeth with Seamoss, and he noticed that his teeth went from looking decayed to now they're stronger. You can feel his teeth, like every time he bites down his food, it doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So his teeth went from feeling weak and out of style and about to fall off to now they're strong. Why is that? It's high in calcium.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good for your bones. So your teeth have bones, it's good for your bones.
Mm-hmm.
Brush your teeth with them. Mix some water, brush your teeth with them. Right? Or what I do is I get I mix I mix bladderwrack, yeah, and Seamoss, and I mix some iron with this like sun sarsaparilla and burdock, and then I mix that up, and then I would brush my teeth with it, and then I would get the tea or the iron fluorine, right, sun sarsaparilla and the burdock, and I would wash my mouth. But these are people would be like, oh, this is so weird, like what? But then if they give me about the Listerine and all this stuff, you just chug it quickly and just wash it your mouth, knowing that that's literally you're literally putting your mouth floor cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Listerine is, floor cleaning. If you look on the back, what it says,
Mm-hmm.
and you look at the ingredients, they tell you this is what they use for floor cleaning.
Really? I never knew that.
Everything tells you on the back. Let me think. When you look at something, okay, 1 second. So for example, this. So you see how this water is right here, right? It's water.
Mm-hmm.
At the front, it's for information. It's not information, but it's just for
Entertainment.
Presentation. Oh my God, fire water, natural spring. Oh, it must be good. Well, let's look at the back. Let's look at the information. Let's take a look at it. Like do your due diligence. Look at this. Oh, are there minerals? What's the ingredients? Like, and then look it up in Google what these are, and then from there you'll know what you're drinking. You'll know what you're eating. Literally, that's all you gotta do. So if you're gonna go and put Listerine in your mouth, oh, well, what's Listerine? Let me look at the ingredients. Oh, well, what do the ingredients say that I shouldn't be putting this in my mouth? It's not good for me. And they use it for floor cleaning. So why would you then put it in your mouth? Why would you do that to yourself? You're killing yourself. You're damaging your brain. And then what do they say? They're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, it's okay though because
You there? Did I lose him?
Well, just stop talking.
I know. I think something happened. He got disconnected. But then I think he got jumped off and now I gotta add him again. Let's see if it works now.
Not that. Yeah, but so yeah.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Where did I leave off that?
Huh?
Where did I leave off that?
I don't know exactly where you left off at because you were talking and then it stalled. But we were.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so okay, so I'll just go back to Seamoss. So the
Yeah.
Seamoss now, right? It's good for your cough and dysentery. It's a natural diuretic, so it sucks out the excess water and everything. It takes out anything that is stuck in between the muscles and the body, and it clears it out. You're sweating, your dandruff, all of this stuff that I'm about to tell you guys is mucus, just different forms of mucus. So dandruff is mucus, right? The stuff that comes out of your eyes in the morning, mucus. All of that spit as mucus. It's just all coming out in different forms, right? So it's a natural diuretic. It calms the appetite and dissolves fat. It's a natural diuretic. It calms the body. It calms the appetite. So say if you're hungry, you get those cravings. It calms your cravings. Right?
That for sure. I noticed. Like my cravings aren't as wild when I'm taking Seamoss as opposed to when not.
Exactly. It calms. So it helps with jitters and stuff like that. So like you know how people that like they can't sit still or they can't sit still. They can't. It calms them. It calms stuff because again, a lot of people they move around because their stomach's uneasy, right? So they're trying to calm down the stomach. So here it says now, right? Right here it says calming the appetite and dissolving fat. You can also use it to regulate the bowels, remove ulcers, improve skin, heal the kidneys, regulate the heart, and reverse obesity. Seamoss is so powerful that it can bind radioactivity. So you could say that Seamoss is nature's version of chemotherapy. Hold on, what? Hold on, let me read that again. I don't think you heard me.
It's nature's version of chemotherapy?
Yes, sir. Seamoss is so powerful that it can bind radioactivity. So you can say that Seamoss is nature's version of chemotherapy. Let me tell you a story. The battle of so during the war on Pearl Harbor, when Japan bombed America's Pearl Harbor, right? And they dropped the atomic bomb on Japan at Hiroshima. People, guess what they were drinking after the radioactivity hit?
Seamoss?
That's right. Look it up.
I think iodine, if I'm not mistaken, is something that helps bind radioactive material. Because
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say because when you when you like those people that live near Pickering, the Pickering Power Station, they have to take iodine pills to they're given iodine pills in the event that there is a nuclear meltdown. They're supposed to take the iodine pills to protect them from the fallout.
Yeah, exactly. You see, but what did the Japanese do? They went to the sea and they took the Seamoss and they drank it. That's why they didn't die. That's why all that radioactivity in the area, it didn't kill them because they began drinking the Seamoss. The Seamoss protects you against radioactivity. So if there was a leakage in the area, the more Seamoss you drink, it's like think of it like a shield. Think of it like a shield over your body. So the more Seamoss you drink, the radioactivity. Think of it like whichever more takes over your body wins. So if more radioactivity enters your body, you're dead. If more Seamoss enters your body, you live. So that's simple. Radioactivity can affect you if you're taking so much Seamoss. It's not gonna be enough to destroy you, right? It will do some damage, but the more Seamoss you eat, the easier it will be, right? So here it says contains important minerals such as potassium iodide, potassium phosphate, bromides, and a large percentage of zinc, magnesium, and calcium. If you have any kind of bone problems, Seamoss is the best natural remedy. Seamoss has many minerals, but the most abundant mineral is calcium. You can mix Seamoss with bladderwrack, which is just another type of seaweed. Great combination. Drink as much as you like every day. Use dates or 100% agave to sweeten the taste. Now, even though Seamoss strengthens the body, it doesn't fire it up with energy. Iron is the spark plug of the human body, and it is the only mineral on the planet that is magnetic. Being that iron is magnetic, it has a tendency to pull all the other minerals to it. So when you take iron, you're taking all the other minerals at a proportionate balance. Remember, iron is expressed in two ways on the planet: as a rock, which the doctors give you as an iron oxide pill, or as a plant, which is known as iron fluoride.
Wow.
That's why you see when people take iron oxide, they get what do you call it? Constipated. They get constipated.
Uh-huh.
Take iron pills, they get constipated.
I didn't know that.
They're eating rocks.
No, I had no idea.
If you ever want to take iron pills, grind the plants, put them in a capsule. Go ahead. That's natural. I make them all the time. I call them what do you call it? I call them sensu beans.
Oh, wow.
Oh man. So here it says,
Audio. You got delayed again. Let's see if he comes back. Good old Jermaine. Uncle Alkaline. I'm not sure why his internet speed though is not doing well. That's weird. It's not like he's far. He's just in another city next to me. Guelph. Actually, interesting fact. My daughter goes to Guelph or lives in Guelph. She goes to university out there. I think it's called University of Guelph. But let's see if he comes back. So BC says ingredients and labels. I'm not sure. But Khaled earlier asked a question. He says, "You think that the Asians will eventually invade and totally take over the Seamoss world?" Yep. I think they're already started. I think they're slowly making their move. I think that and I mean, credit goes to Ricky from Ocean Gold Seamoss or Gold Seamoss. He like sort of called it out first, and I never noticed it until he mentioned it. Well, there's in fact a lot of companies now that are starting to sell certain products, and these products are being sourced from Asian countries, like the gummies, like the powders, and stuff like that. And if you do some research on the products that are on the market, you get to see the similar graphics and type design and stuff that would be consistent with a company that's rebranding or reselling their products. And they have the money and the machines and the resources to package it and make it all professional. I mean, just look at that product, Nautica. You know what I mean? That stuff is like, I don't know. Shouldn't talk because I haven't tried it. But in my view, looking at it, seeing the way it's packaged, the way it's sort of presented and stuff, that can't be real CMOS. Or if it's CMOS, it's like highly altered CMOS. I mean, I don't know how any other way you keep it safe or self-stable for so long, unless there's something done to it. So, yeah, I mean, they're coming. They're already here. As the market grows, there's going to be a larger demographic of people that really just don't care about 92 minerals or whatever, as long as you kind of like somewhat back up your claims that it's good for you and that it'll provide energy and stuff like that, they'll be good with that. Look at the garbage they're already putting in themselves. You know, they don't care if everything's all pure and stuff like that, or that it's got no stabilizers and gums and stuff. If that was the case, none of these products would be selling already. Can I help you, my son? Dog wants left there again. So I don't think Jermaine's coming back, which was unfortunate because he was spitting out some good knowledge and information about doing about the diet. I wanted to start asking him some questions, mainly like how do you get started on these diets? How do you incorporate these foods and these meals, and where do you get some of these recipes? And let's be honest, like some of these like foods, they're either really like nasty looking or they take forever to produce. You know what I mean? Because there's so much like steps in getting the flavors right. Like I had one guy make vegan pepperoni, and it was like the amount of work that this guy had to do to make vegan pepperoni. I was like, dude, you might as well just not have pepperoni. Like, you're crazy. It was like a 3 day process to make this vegan pepperoni. So I don't know if I want pepperoni. I mean, I guess at the same time, to make regular pepperoni, it's probably a 3 day process too. You know what I mean? When you cure the meats and shit like that. So I don't know, but I think that there's not enough on the market um, of ways that people are helping to direct people into um, a more healthier lifestyle or diet. You know what I mean? There's not enough cookbooks or recipes and stuff. Or at least that's what I feel. Maybe there are, and I just don't see them. You know, that's quite possible. We shall see. Is there anybody messaging me? Oh, someone is messaging me about the Seamoss that they received, and it looks like they're happy with it, which is always makes me happy when they're amazing. So the beauty has been delivered today. Whoa, amazing! I'm gonna put a smiling face. Yeah, I'm telling you, the Seamoss that we've been getting lately, phenomenal. Really, really good. Really, really happy with the quality and the consistency. It's really top shelf. Wow, it's 12:30 already. Time flies, you know. I don't know how long I'll. I'm going to do a live stream tonight for, like, maybe unless we get any significant guests, I might cut it around 12:45 or so. I've been doing them too late. 5 in the morning is just too much for me. Or it ruins my day for the next day. So it's not good at all. See how today's sales are like. I always like checking in my website every like 10 minutes to see how much sales happen. That's weird. It must be an error. Oh, it's after 12. I'm like, there must be an error. It's like it's showing all the numbers will like reset to like 0 or something like that. I totally forgot the time, you know. But what's good is it's already 12 and there's 2 visitors on the site right now. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, it really comes down to how do you direct traffic to your website. The more traffic you direct, the more sales you'll have. And the more sales you have, the more profit, right? That's the whole plan, the whole, you know, purpose So, what happened to Macau? He maybe jumped in tonight. Thought he was going to come in and grace us with some knowledge, which would have, would have been cool. Actually, that's something I should bring up. Now, as I say this, I want to have a little cleavage. Okay, for all I know, I could be wrong, and what I'm saying is going to be a mistake. But I think it's important that people do, when they're speaking to these guys online buying Seamoss, especially those that are approaching you in the back channels and the DMs and stuff like that, they're really trying to verify the photos that they send you and even get them to do something live. Like it's one thing to send the photos, but tell them, like, go to the beach and take a photo that day of you on the beach, which, if they're farmers, shouldn't be a problem for them to do, right? So what I'm talking about is, so earlier today, I get a message from this guy, right? And he's, I don't know how long my dog's been out here. Darn music. So I got a message from this guy who's a Seamoss farmer, or so he says he's a Seamoss farmer. He's looking to sell Seamoss, and he sends me this picture, right? And it's a picture of the Seamoss and stuff. But what's funny is the picture is my photo, like, you know what I mean? So I'm like, right away, I'm kind of like, okay, like, do you know so and so? And he didn't really answer me, right? And then I'm like, where did you get this photo from? You know? And I'm like, I know this photo, like, you know what I mean? I have the original, and in the original, it's not a photo, it's a video. And in the video, there's only 2 or 3 guys in there. So I'm like, I sent him the video. I'm like, this is the original video from when that photo took, and I don't see you in this video. So, like, are you like? Because I'm like, are you sure this is your stuff? You know, It's like I have the original. What do you mean this is your work? How can this be your work? It's our work. That's our boat in the background. So I guess my point is be careful, because I'm gonna find out tomorrow if he was in that video, but I have a feeling he's not. And if I didn't know better, right, I would have gotten scammed by this guy, because he would have showed me, oh, this is my CMOS, and that's not your CMOS. And what happens a lot is there's a lot of people that steal CMOS from every CMOS farmer. And because they don't have a farm, they have to do it in secret. They can't let people know that they're selling CMOS, right? Like in all these groups and stuff, they can't post. They can't be like Marvin and be like, "Hey, I got CMOS," because people will be like, "Hey, why? Where you get that CMOS from? How you get that CMOS from? You don't have a CMOS farm, blah blah blah," and they'll call them out. And so, yeah, like if you're gonna deal with a guy that's dealing with stolen CMOS, it's more likely going to be through these back channels. Now, if the guy's selling you CMOS that's been stolen, more than likely the quality is not going to be good, because the guy doesn't know how to dry the CMOS properly, because he's not a CMOS farmer. And then two, the likelihood of him ripping you off, because look, he ripped the CMOS off. What's stopping him from ripping you off? It was huge. And so, I don't know. I think if you're going to start dealing with someone new, someone you're not familiar with, I'm not saying don't deal with them, because there's a lot I mean, a lot, majority of the people, especially from St. Lucia, that are selling CMOS are trustworthy. But keep your eyes open for signs that indicate that this person doesn't have their own farm and that they could possibly be um, selling CMOS that had been stolen, and which is, something I don't want anybody, I don't think anybody should be supporting because it's just, there's a lot of people that work hard to produce this CMOS, mainly women, and to see their hard work get stolen or then get ripped off, it's not a good sight. It's not something I want to see, or, if I can do what I can to stop it, I'm going to. Mhm. Hmm. When you have these like little pauses, you don't know what to say or what like, oh, what should we talk about next? You don't know. Say what's up to some of these people in the room. Yeah, it was too bad that Jermaine got disconnected when he did, because I would have liked to pick his brain more. So it goes. So it goes. So, I think before I go, I'll talk a little bit about the Seamoss group. I think we're going to start setting it up so that there's no more automatic approval to join, and that you're going to have to be a member for a little while before you're able to like post or make comments and stuff like that. There's just a lot of spam guys on there, and before they were manageable, but now I'm spending a significant a lot of time just deleting posts that had to be a little bit, the entrance be a little bit more stricter. There'd be a less of that activity happening, you know. And so when I, introduce the requirement before you go to a member, and then the delay in the posting, and then I don't know, I'll see what else there is. But we might have to like, you know, um, put up some moderators to help moderate the group, and then I don't know, see if there's a way that I can get some people to share their knowledge and information about stuff. You know what I mean? So that the group can be more, um, not like more, just provide more information. You know, I shouldn't be the only one doing these live streams and this stuff. Everybody should be like working collectively to um, share information with each other. You know what I mean? And I think there's people that want to do it. There's just not an open platform for them to, you know, come in and volunteer, so to speak. So there is a thing on the site about experts, and so I'm going to start seeing what I can do to develop like a criteria for people to be um, labeled or branded as an expert in the group. Actually, I think that would be a really cool thing. It's like, it'll be something where you have like an interview and you meet with me and I'll talk to you for a few minutes just to make sure that you understand CMOS and different parts of CMOS, and that your views are unbiased and no judgmental and stuff like that. I think they're really, really cool for the group. Having people that you can look to and know that they're designated as group experts, and they're willing to provide like fair information and stuff like that. So that's something I'll work on, and still want to do the raffle. working out the finer details on that. And I think with the raffle, how it's going to be, it'll be something like $5 a ticket. You know what I mean? Maybe 3 for 10. And then we'll run it all of March, and then have announce the prize winner towards the end of March, first week of April, because I want to make sure that there's enough time for people to buy in and buy tickets so that they can spread it. And because the key is I need as many people as I can to buy tickets in order to raise enough money so that we can make a significant contribution into helping people. And I mean, people don't realize how tough it is for some of these people in their lives. This evening, before I started the live, I watched on the news, because I periodically watch the news in St. Lucia, and I watched on the news where this family was cooking and getting ready to start their day, and the whole house collapsed. And the house collapsed, and it was gone. That was it. There was just debris all over the place. The plywood structure had broken apart. Um, all their personal belongings were all over the place. The guy was telling the story about how, like, the TV had fallen under, like, his stepfather, and you know what I mean. Like, imagine being in a house and the whole house just caved. The refrigerator falls on you, and so how painful that could be. And so they have nothing. They had no means to fix the house, because the house, like, yeah, it needed fixing for a long time, but they just weren't in that position. And part of the news article was just about talking about the need that we have to make sure that there's organizations or systems in place to help people that get into this situation. Because what's going to happen tonight if it rains, which it probably will? It rains like almost every day in St. Lucia, and they're out in the rain and the cold, and they don't have. What if they don't have someone to stay with? You know, these are serious problems that they deal with and face. You know, so I'd like to use some of this money that's generated from this raffle to be able to touch people's lives like that. You know, so that's, I think, one of the beneficiaries is going to be from doing this raffle. And I think that's the thing too. I'll have to get a list of stuff or things that we will plan to do if we're in a position to like how not in a stuff that we plan to do with the money that we generate from the raffle. I think we need to, like, as I'm promoting it, have that sort of in place to discuss it. Yeah. Well, it's 12:37. So maybe what I'll do is, before I start wrapping up, I'll give everybody a chance to ask some questions and stuff. I've actually been craving some ice cream while I'm doing all this, and I didn't. I'm gonna put some of the ice cream out so I can make some before I go to bed. I gotta get on these. Like, I've been doing a lot of this food craving stuff, and I think it's part of because I stopped taking Seamoss for a few days. I need to make some more. Got caught without any Seamoss. You know how that can be sometimes. And the grocery store I go to, they had a sale on Haagen-Dazs, and I'm like, I'm kind of a sucker for Haagen-Dazs. So I have like a fridge full of Haagen-Dazs on sale. This one's really good. It's pineapple and coconut. So it's got a really tropical taste to it, which is good. And you know, it's interesting. I should look at the ingredients. It's not bad. Cream, concentrated scaled milk, sugar, pineapple, liquid egg yolk, water, rum, natural flavor. That's interesting. You put rum in it. Or you can slightly taste the rum in it. It tastes like a pina colada. I'm a real sucker for sweets once in a while. I like will go for no sweets at all for like months, and then I'll go on a binge where I'm like eating sweets nonstop. And it's like I started eating and stuff, but I don't even think I want ice cream. I think I'm gonna put it away. You know, those things when you want something but you don't know what you want. And you want it. Yeah. Crazy. My grandma's yeah. So I now lost both my grandmas. My grandma on my dad's side passed away almost 4 years ago now. And yeah, and so now it's one of those. I don't even remember how old she is. I wonder how long she lasted. My other grandma lived to like 94 or 95. She was old. And she was like, up until like she had like this like accident, she was like fine. Like I thought she was gonna go to like 105. But she slipped and hurt herself. And what I find is when you get in these accidents at a certain age, you just go downhill from there. So it's unfortunate. So unfortunate. Something's like making me think like I should check the the Facebook Live page just to see if anybody is commenting on. Because one time we had the live stream, and it wasn't until after it was over that I realized all these people had been commenting, and I missed them. So let me check and see if there's any comments before I leave. Okay, let's see. Some of these things are. Yeah, I gotta take this off. This is.
Nhịp cao hơn 510k ở đài đi đọc quý chị ơi. 15 giây cuối cùng. 15, 14, 13.
Oh, what that was. But it wasn't Seamoss, so it's got to go. And I think I got to get more moderators too, because I want to remove all these people that I hate it when people are promoting in the comments. Like someone else has put a post in, they're trying to promote their business, and then someone's trying to sell their Seamoss in the post with others. It's like, no, you know. So the audio is off. Oh, can't make it because the audio is not on. Hello? Turn that off. No music. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up and call it a night. And that way I can get some sleep and get up early. And yeah, I could go on and try and get more of these orders out. And not only get the orders out, but work on some advertising. I think I need to do. And get some more sales. I need to sell more Seamoss. So if you're looking to buy Seamoss and you've hesitated from buying Seamoss from us, for whatever reason, give me a shout and let's see if there's a way we can work out something to help earn your business and get you on board with the St. Lucian Seamoss team. Show you some impressive Seamoss that will get you excited. But until then, hey Rio, do you have any questions or anything before I get going? I didn't think it's there. Maybe he fell asleep. Well, I think I need to get some sleep too. So with that, I'm going to end tonight. I know it's a little early. It's not our usual 5 a.m. Deal, but I usually try to do a cutoff at 1 o'clock to the latest. So we're getting close to 1. So let's get that on. But thank you for those who joined, those who participated, shared questions, their experiences and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. I'd like to see if there's even a way for me to do like a restream like this and get a group of like organize and invite maybe 10 or 15, well, not 10 or 15, maybe about 5 different manufacturers. And we just have like a sort of like a symposium or, you know what I mean, a forum on the discussion of Seamoss. And everybody kind of puts their ideas and their thoughts together. And we just wrap. So that's something to look out for in the future. But until then, I'm going to get going. And you guys are going to see me next Sunday evening. I'm going to try and see if I can do it earlier. But otherwise, you'll see me 9:30ish. And, until then, you guys, everyone, take care, be safe, and don't forget to take your Seamoss. All right?